What's up, everybody? It's Pappy from Spiderweb Reviews, and I have another movie review for you. Today's movie is called The A-Team. Get it in camera here. This movie stars Liam Neeson and Bradley Cooper. It also has Jessica Biel and a few other characters you'd probably recognize, or actors you'd recognize. Um, this movie was released in 2010. And I would definitely categorize this movie as an action movie. So with that being said, the story of this movie is that um, a couple of the guys of the A-Team are in Mexico, and they're working together. And along the way through their mission, they meet up with the other two members of the A-Team, which would be Baracus and Murdoch. And so there's a little intro scene where they all meet up and fight off this General Toko who lives in Mexico. So that's kind of an introduction to how they meet and how they get started. And then the story flash forwards 8 years ahead after numerous successful missions. I think they say 80 in the movie. And they are in Baghdad, Iraq, and there are some stolen minting plates that they're asked to recover. And so they go on this mission to recover these plates, and after that mission is complete, they get double crossed and sentenced to jail. And ultimately, the rest of the movie is about how they can clear their names and you know get released back into society and as a team. So, with that being said, the review for this movie, I gave it 6 legs out of 8. So overall, it's a pretty good movie. It's got a lot of really good action. So if you're into an action movie, this is definitely right up your boat. There's a lot of great scenes in this movie, a lot of great action that's shot very well. So I feel like it's a very solid action movie. To get into some more specifics of the review, for the character development, I gave it 1.5 legs. The main reason why I deducted half a leg for this was because of Murdoch's character. He has a great scene at the beginning of the movie, but after that, he is very. He's used very minimally, so he doesn't really have any other good scenes, while the other three members of the A-Team um, pretty much do everything from that point on. So I was kind of disappointed with how Murdoch was handled. So that's where the half a leg was deducted. I think the rest of the cast was fine. I think everybody else is pretty easy to follow along with and know who they are. The story I gave 1.5 legs. The reason I took off half a leg for the story was because I feel like it gets overcomplicated on everything that's going on. So after the whole mission with getting the plates, the engraving plates, I feel like it just takes a turn. The team gets double crossed, and a whole bunch of weird things kind of happen. And I just feel like the story could have been told better at that point. So that's where that came from. For the plot twist and the ending, I thought those were all pretty well done. I didn't take off any additional points for the plot twists because I feel like I covered that in the story portion of how kind of chaotic things get as the story's going on. I took off half a point for the villain because I feel like there was a little bit of confusion around that part as well, and I don't think it was told the best way. With all the double crossing going on, it's kind of, I don't know. I just feel like that whole part of the movie just could have been done better. And then for the production, I gave it half a leg because the ending sequence has a lot of CGI in it, and I feel like it was done very poorly. It was not executed well. You could clearly see and all the computer generated graphics and everything, and I don't know. I just wasn't feeling the ending from the sake of how the CGI was done. So With that being said, ultimately it gets a final score of 6 legs out of 8, so it's definitely a high quality movie. Um, a lot of action, so if you're into that kind of movie, go check it out. Otherwise, if you're not, you're probably not going to find too much interest into it. Um, but one thing I do want to point out is pay attention to the story because things do get complex, and if you don't pay attention, you're probably not going to follow it along very well. So, with that being said, thanks for checking out this review and stay tuned for more. Thank you.